Okay, welcome back to SME Connect, our micro conference for small and medium-sized enterprises in the UAE. So thank you to Majid Al Suwaidi for that first session, the fireside chat, talking about the outlook for the market and from his perspective as an important stakeholder and landlord for many SMEs in the UAE. Now, you will be able to see the recorded interview with Majid, and of course the rest of today's proceedings. After the event, we will circulate links to the broadcast, so you will not miss a thing. But I'm delighted now to introduce our host for today. As we know, today's event is being brought to you by Mashreq NEOBiz, which is the digital platform from Mashreq Bank that provides services to small and medium-sized enterprises in the UAE. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the first of the launch of NEOBiz. So happy birthday to NEOBiz and congratulations to Mashreq. I'm delighted to introduce Ahmed Abdelaal, the Group Chief Executive Officer for Mashreq Bank, to deliver some opening comments and remarks for today's conference. Over to you, Ahmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests, our valued customers, our partners, and members of the SME community. I'd like to start by welcoming you to the 2020 SME Connect Forum. This forum, to put it mildly, comes at a very critical juncture for all the business world. Around the globe, SMEs form approximately 90% of all the world's businesses. In UAE in particular, SMEs contribute just over half, and to be precise, 53% of the nation's non-GDP number. As per Ministry of Economy in 2019, 98% of all companies in UAE were SMEs. Around the region, SMEs account for a significant portion of GDP, employing millions of people and helping support economies by providing valuable services and innovation. As you are all aware, the pandemic has brought hardship across many parts of the global economy, and many businesses, including SMEs, have borne the brunt of lockdowns, reduction in global demand for their products and services as well. Of course, some industries are hurting more than others. For example, sectors like hospitality, tourism, transportation, and retail have been severely impacted. First, due to the reduced demand, and of course, because of travel and movement restrictions, disruption in supply chain, and overall general slower economic growth. In addition, some other industries have indirectly suffered, such as trade, contracting, and real estate. SME sector was no stranger to all of this. The sector was also impacted with the overall lower level of economic activities, and with most companies in a cost-cautious model, their employees as well are likely to bear the brunt of measures taken to rationalize cost. Having said that, it's not all doom and gloom, I must say. While many SMEs are now operating within limited supply of cash and liquidity buffers globally, we are seeing governments for the first time stepping strongly to help mitigate these effects. Here in UAE, for example, we have seen the Targeted Economic Support Scheme, otherwise known as TES, provided by UAE Central Bank, covered almost 10,000 SME, allowing for almost 5 billion worth of deferments. Banks also provided deferrals outside of this test program, which has covered over 7,500 SMEs, with deferred amount over 1 billion dirhams. We all have seen the more recent announcement coming from Dubai with fresh 500 million dirhams of a new economic stimulus package to support businesses weather the impact of COVID-19. This has taken the overall economic support in the Emirates itself during 2020 to 6.8 billion. At Mashreq, we have also introduced a number of financial relief measures aimed to increasing flexibility and providing peace of mind to our clients, including SMEs. This including restructuring payment terms, more flexible interest rates and processing fees, offering payment holidays, as well as extending loan repayments. These benefits have been extended until end of this year to ensure financial security and well-being of our customers and giving them a relief during these tough times. I can assure you one more thing, that our support will continue throughout this rough patch. On top of what I have mentioned, and similar to Majid, to add some general positivity, we believe that some industries will change for the better. For instance, there are a lot of growth in use of digital solutions. Sectors such as e-commerce, telco, healthcare, domestic logistics, domestic manufacturing, and activities associated with food security have been positively impacted. I think being here at SME Connect presents a great opportunity for us to take stock of what's happening around us, to share our own experiences and perspectives, and to look at how we can work together to better meet the challenges we face, knowing that SME may never have needed our help more than they do today. Building on this, actually one of the key topics that we will discuss extensively in today's forum is digital transformation. And I know that both Majid and Richard have touched on that, but I would like to say that as you are all aware, Mashreq has always been leader in innovative thinking. And it is in our firm belief that the actions taken from this point forward by the government, by the public sector, by the private sector, by all of you, will make a change. And I would think that SMEs will be leading the charge on this front. Our region has embraced digital transformation, which gives me confidence that our businesses and institutions will emerge more quickly than many others from the shadows of this virus. And I strongly believe that SME will be at the forefront of this recovery. I am optimistic about the future and believe our passion for innovation makes us ideally placed to adopt to and capitalize on the opportunities created by the new normal. And talking about the new normal, I find it pertinent to mention here that a recent consumer survey by EY highlighted how much MENA consumer habits have changed. For example, 30% of consumers in the survey said that they would rather shop online than in stores because it is safer. It makes them feel safer. Some recent report also suggested that the growth of GCC e-commerce sector could reach $50 billion by 2025. Actually, in UAE itself, a newly released Back to Business study done by Visa suggested that 67% of consumers plan to spend half or more of their winter holidays shopping at local retailers. However, this will be skewed more towards online channels, and they expect only 1 in 5 UAE shoppers planning to shop in person, and roughly 45% of UAE consumers planning to shop for half or more of their holiday purchases online. The message to you and your companies is loud and clear. There is a necessity and opportunity for businesses to upskill or remodel their services to fully leverage the ever-growing digital ecosystem. In relation to this, and as we speak, countries around the world and in this region are putting in place structural policies to help SMEs adopt new working models, digital technology, and help find new markets and sales channels to continue growing. I wouldn't leave this session without saying that banks have a pivotal role to play in this regard, whether it's offering advice, restructuring debt, sharing tools, and banking sector must work together to mitigate the impact on SMEs in all sectors, whether it's online or offline. One of the key factors, of course, is liquidity, and I'm sure that all of you will bring this up. We all know that companies in the SME domain are particularly vulnerable to liquidity squeeze when financial markets are disrupted. Hence, bank supports become critical, as we cannot allow our valuable job-creating SMEs to fall behind because of a structural failing, outdated infrastructure, or bureaucratic hurdles. As far as digital SME banking is concerned, and as the spokesperson for the leading digital bank in the region, I can say that it is incumbent upon the financial sector to facilitate online banking for SMEs in every way possible. This was part of the reason why we have launched NEOBiz, the UAE's first ever complete digital banking service for SMEs. When we have launched this solution in September 19, we could never have foreseen how important it is to be able to bank fully remotely. Unlike traditional solutions, digital solutions such as this can provide businesses with instant access to services whenever they want, wherever they are, while ensuring that products are competitively priced and easy to use. This is a trend we are continuing to see grow during the pandemic, and we are certain that the digital transformation we have experienced up to this point marks the beginning of what is yet to come. Given the dominancy of SMEs in UAE economy and the vital role you play in practically every aspect of innovation and enterprise, we must view the expedited digital transformation of our world as an opportunity to unleash the full potential of your companies and businesses. Undoubtedly, the pandemic is and will continue to present major challenges to SMEs. However, this will be counterbalanced by the strong drive for innovation, particularly in the region and especially in UAE. At Mashreq, we are here to work with you, for you, and support your dreams and ambitions for businesses, for you to grow your businesses now during this tough and challenging time and in the future for sure. Finally, I know that we can leave this year's SME Connect with new ideas for how we can work more closely together to develop an enabling environment that could accelerate recovery and motivate growth for SMEs. I also hope that we can come away from today's conversation with some good ideas and lessons learned about how to mitigate risk factors, how to survive, and most importantly, identify ways to thrive. Before I open up the forum, I would like to say a special thank you to all of our SME leaders who are here with us today, and to all to our partners, guests, and colleagues who, like me, share an inspiration for a stronger, more resilient, and innovative SME sector. Thank you, and wishing you all a fruitful session ahead. Richard, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. There was so much content in that in your welcome note just now. Thank you very much. I'd just like to sort of summarize what I took away from that as the key point before we start the panel discussion. I mean, it is clear that from Mashreq's point of view, Mashreq is positioning itself to be a very important partner and supporter for SMEs. And you have identified the digital transformation as the predominant and most important shift for the business sector. the shift of retail onto the e-commerce platforms and online channels. And I think the message from you, as you said, was loud and clear. Companies, businesses need to upskill and remodel to make sure that they're not being left behind in this digital transformation. And as Majed said earlier, this was a trend that was already very, very important and fast moving, but the past 8 months and continuing with COVID has really made that transformation more critical. So the challenge for all of us, and Mashreq is right at the heart of this, is to develop an enabling environment for businesses in this context of digital transformation. So that was message received, Ahmed. Thank you very much, and thank you again for hosting this session. Now, to everyone who has joined us today, we are now going to move into the key or the sort of the core of the session, a panel discussion, which will be held on stage 2 of this session. We're currently on stage 1, and we will be beginning the panel session on stage 2. So on the left-hand side of your screen, you can see an icon of a camera which has the word stages written underneath it. If you click on that icon, you will see the option to go to stage 2. If you go there now and select that option, we shall be starting the panel discussion on stage 2 in about 5 minutes. Now, a lot of you have been sending in questions and comments, and I would like to encourage you to continue doing that. I will bring these questions to the panel for discussion, and it's very important for us and for Mashreq particularly to hear the sort of questions that you have. So please keep your questions coming using the channel on the right-hand side to send in your questions. But for now, I'm going to leave stage 1, and I will see you all in a couple of minutes on stage 2. So if you click on the stages icon on the left-hand side of your screen and select stage 2. Thank you very much. I will see you there.